I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at Titans issue number 11, the big kickoff to the Lazarus contract crossover event, which will bring together Deathstroke, the new Teen Titans, as well as all your favorite Titans. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Alright, so as the comic opens up, we are treated to an all too important flashback to the day the original Teen Titans fought the original Ravager, Grant Wilson. This guy was given superpowers by the evil science group known as Hive to take his revenge on the Teen Titans. Of course, the same procedure that they gave Grant ended up killing him. What I find hilarious, though, is that even though the comic references this big moment from the 80s, they don't mention why Grant was so mad at the Titans. Take a guess why. It was because they wrecked his apartment. No shit, that's why. It was that day Grant's father, Slade, aka the super assassin and occasional supervillain Deathstroke, swore revenge on the Titans no matter how long it would take. You know, it's funny, this comic actually offers a much more vulnerable, much more relatable version of Deathstroke than we've maybe ever seen. Why, he even tells his dying son, "Don't you worry, Grant, you got him all, son. You're winning, son, that's what you're doing, you're winning." From there, we head on over to the present, where Slade Wilson is waking up in the hospital after getting nearly beaten to death by his other son, Jericho, at the end of Deathstroke number 18. Jericho used to be a Titan in the old continuity, but now that's kind of all up in the air, and I get the feeling Lazarus contract will go out to explain this. The only important thing you need to know is that after dealing with all this family drama in his own life, Slade has come to the realization that it was the death of his son Grant that changed everything for him, and that if only there was a way to change it, things could possibly be different. Now from there, we head on over to the Titans themselves, duking it out with the agents of what they believe to be Hive. If you read the previous issue, they found out that Simon and the Fearsome Five had actually been taking a bunch of metahumans to the Hive. Only these guys turn out to be fake. Sure, they have Hive weapons and Hive suits, but they're just a bunch of schmucks hired by a mysterious third party calling himself Lazarus. After the fight winds down, our heroes realize that their friend Wally West, the Flash, is missing. We soon check in with him, having been taken hostage by a mysterious unknown person who has shot him up with truth serum. First off, he blurts out his name because, you know, that's always great. Eventually, we discover the person holding him hostage is none other than Deathstroke. Wally, of course, having caught Slade's eye in a previous issue, and by eye, I really do mean eye because he only has one good one. Here's the thing though, Deathstroke doesn't want to kill the Flash, quite the opposite, he wants to use him. He's well aware of Speedster's powers to access the Speed Force and in doing so travel through time. Deathstroke hopes that if he can use Wally to this end, he'll be able to travel back in time and save his son Grant, in doing so completely changing his own personal history. Wally of course says that this is absolutely insane, that you're not meant to use the Speed Force like that for time travel. Haven't you ever watched the CW, Deathstroke? There's no telling how it could go. The Flash ultimately ends up getting taken aback, and indeed me as the reader too, because Slade ends up kind of begging and bargaining, something you don't normally see a guy called the Terminator do. He says that if Flash does this for him, saves the one life of his son, he will vow never to kill ever again, rescue one life, and in return end up saving maybe thousands more. Isn't that what heroes are supposed to do? Flash has to think pretty hard on this. Imagine if he could possibly get maybe the Titan's worst enemy to actually reform his ways with only one action, but at the end of the day, he knows it's not his choice to make. We are then quickly reminded that Deathstroke is a cold-hearted bastard and always has a backup plan. If Wally won't do what he wants, then he'll simply kill the other Wally, Kid Flash, just to show him who's boss as the comic winds down. The Lazarus contract kicks off in grand fashion right here. I love the use of classic Teen Titans continuity to help inform the story. And I'm also digging the outside approach to the actual conflict. Yeah, what would happen if Deathstroke tried to mess with time? Furthermore, if you've been reading the Titans book, the Teen Titans book, and Deathstroke all together, then this story is going to be really rewarding for you because it references a bunch of stuff that's been going on. And you know what? If you haven't, that's fine too, because the book does a good job going out of its way to make sure you're up to date on everything that's been happening. Art's nice and solid too. I love the effects of Wally trying to struggle his way out of his confinement only to get nowhere. So far, DC Rebirth has been batting 100 when it comes to these new events, and I definitely have high hopes for for this one. Overall, I would give this one a very solid 9 out of 10, and I cannot wait to see what they do next. So there you go, everyone, Titans number 11. I hope you enjoyed it, and while I have your attention, why not check out some of the other great videos I have on offer from the channel this week. Also, if you want to stay up to date on all the different parts of the Lazarus contract as it comes out, then there's no better way to do that than to follow me on Twitter at CapeJoel, as well as some of my other social media feeds you can find down at the description. And before you go, if you like the content I put out and would like to support me in the channel's growth, might I recommend becoming a patron? For as little as $1 a month, you'll get exclusive videos and podcasts before anyone else. Or if paying monthly is not your thing, I also have a cyber tip jar down there which you can also make use of. A little bit goes a very long way, and until next time, everyone, this has been CapeJoel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.